Assalamu alaikum, sister. As I understand your situation, you are a physician and you also have diabetes, which means that you're more vulnerable to infections and illnesses and things like that. You're wondering at this point if you should expose yourself to this risk or if you should do something else. Sister, I just want to point out that a lot of people have diabetes. They take insulin for it. Some diabetics can manage their diabetes better than others, and you know better than I because you're a physician. However, it sounds like since you've developed the diabetes and you're insulin dependent, you're still kind of very fearful, right? And you're concerned about, your profession, getting sick. You're also, concerned about managing your diabetes, that you may have unpredictable events like passing out due to hypoglycemia and etc. What I would like to add on is that I'm not sure what they have available in your country, but I know that in the US they do have these monitors, and I believe they attach to your skin and like stick to your skin, and they monitor your glucose levels continually. So you might want to look into something like that. A lot of people here use those and they're extremely helpful, right? So that might, alleviate one fear, concerning your blood sugars going too high or low. Another thing is that, yes, Allah has blessed you with, the intelligence and the compassion and the opportunity to become a physician, right? So you might want to look at this, developing diabetes as, a test, right? And hopefully, inshallah, it could add to your already compassionate heart for others who have diabetes or who live with other long-term conditions, right? Because there's physicians, I'm imagining, who work with all sorts of illnesses and chronic diseases and conditions that they have to manage, but they learn to manage it and they still function very well, and they're just wonderful doctors. And I'm sure, inshallah, that this will be the case for you. So, sister, I want you to please, possibly, if you can, join a support group for those who are dealing with diabetes and managing diabetes. Get as much education as you can. And if you do decide to join a support group, you'll learn better coping skills. You'll learn a lot of education from people who actually have it, right? And that's kind of different than just, reading the research and gathering information, right? It's kind of helpful to hear from people firsthand who are living with diabetes and who have been for many years, how they cope, how they avoid infections, and, some of the positive things that others have learned during their experiences, right? Because sometimes we can hear only negative things, and that's not very helpful. So I kindly suggest, sister, that you do join a support group for those with diabetes. Make dua to Allah and thank Allah for His mercy and His blessing, enabling you to become a physician. And inshallah, what you have, the condition that you have, diabetes, will make you a better doctor, will make you more aware, more compassionate, more sensitive, and be able to relate better to your patients that may have chronic conditions, because you yourself are going through this. So with that said, sister, I think that you're going to be a wonderful doctor, and yes, there may be some extra precautions you might have to take, but there are other physicians and nurses and hospital workers who have different conditions and even illnesses, and they work and they manage it, and they do an exemplary job, and they help so many people. So I'm sure this is going to be the case with you as well. And inshallah, as you learn and you grow in your profession and you adapt to, having a lifestyle of living with diabetes, you'll become more confident, right? You'll become more confident in your ability to manage it. You'll be more confident in your ability to, avoid illnesses and things like that. And additionally, what I would just like to say is that even if you didn't become a doctor, right, you would still work, you would still do something, and you'd still be around other people. And when we're around other people, of course, we're always at risk for catching a cold, getting a flu, getting COVID, whatever else is out there, right? So we can't escape it. We can't live in a bubble. So with that said, at least being in a hospital, you know who has what, usually, and you have the precautions there to protect yourself, such as masks and gloves, etc. So you're actually possibly, in a safer, better situation, rather than, say, working in an office with a lot of people with no protections. At any rate, sister, I give you a lot of credit, and I'm very confident that you're going to get through this and make a good decision. And inshallah, join a support group, learn more from people who actually are living with diabetes. Hopefully, other physicians and nurses and medical workers like yourself, and perhaps, inshallah, with time and adjustment, you'll become confident and more aware that it's going to be okay, inshallah, and you'll have a sense of peace, and you'll be able to know that moving forward, whatever comes your way, you're going to be able to handle it, and that it's going to be okay, and that Allah in His mercy will also protect you. We wish you the best, sister.